Hello coolers and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on two stories. We start with Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, as it has been reported that Barcelona would try to sign the €100 million rated midfielder next season. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about defender Eric Garcia, in a recent interview, spoke about a variety of topics. He spoke about Xavi, Dembele, Gerard Piqué, Alba, Rafinha, Koundé, Araujo, and Barcelona captaincy. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so. And please also consider liking the video as we get right into it. Bernardo Silva was one of the most talked about footballers for much of the recently concluded summer transfer window, as Barcelona battled hard to secure his services from Manchester City. However, given the club's hands were tight financially, they could not move enough parts in time to get the deal over the line, and the Portuguese international ended up staying put at the Etihad Stadium, even though he dreamt of a move to Spotify Camp Nou for much of the summer. But why the ship might have sailed for this year, according to Sport, Barcelona have not given up on their pursuit of Silva and will return for the midfielder again in the summer of 2023. Indeed, despite having spent heavily on to shape up the squad this summer, Barcelona believe that Silva is the missing piece of the puzzle and would elevate the team to another new level if he arrives. Hence, Barcelona will make another attempt to land the former AS Monaco ace from 2023. Manchester City, for their part, have always appeared reluctant to let go of Silva, who has flourished under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola. However, the Premier League champions are unlikely to stand in the way of the player if he makes it clear he wishes to leave. But as they did this past summer, the citizens might demand a transfer fee of around €100 million yet again for their ace midfielder. With Pedri and Gavi shining bright, Garcia on board and Frankie de Jong also available, I think Silva will take the quality of the Barca midfield department to a stratospheric level. However, it might also lead to question marks over the future of Frankie de Jong, who Barcelona wanted to sell eagerly this past summer itself. For now though, what is clear is that Bernardo Silva will remain, on the radars of FC Barcelona, and another attempt will be made to sign him next year. Bernardo Silva was one of the most linked players to Barcelona this summer that just got finished, but the move failed to materialize for reasons that we all know. Financially, Barca were not strong to make the deal work out, and also the fact that Manchester City were reluctant to let the player leave, despite Bernardo Silva himself eager to leave the club and join FC Barcelona, the club of his dreams. But Barca have not given up, according to this report, and I knew that they won't give up, so it's not a surprise. Barca are so willing to go for Bernardo Silva again next summer 2023. So it's going to be important to see how next year was going to look like if Barca will get the deal done. But as we all know, it all depends on the financial health of FC Barcelona. We know we signed up to 8 good players this summer. And Xavi himself, in his first press conference of the season, made it clear that the transfer window was a good one, successful one, but one player failed to come. But he did not mention the player's name, but everybody understood that he was talking about Bernardo Silva. So Barca will try to make more efforts to bring the player, as it has been reported that Xavi still prefers Bernardo Silva over Frankie de Jong. Well, when we look at the kind of, the strength that we have in midfield, it's still surprising why Barca will be so pushful in Bernardo Silva, looking at the talents that we have. Barca, we quite remember they were trying to push Frankie de Jong, all through last summer, but Frankie de Jong resisted all the attempts from FC Barcelona and decided that he would stay at the club, despite links to Manchester United, despite links to, Chelsea. Nothing did work out, nothing. And to some extent, the way Barca took the issue of Frankie de Jong, it was somehow not fair to me, because it was like Frankie de Jong is against the club, Frankie de Jong is not doing things, Frankie de Jong is not committed or whatever. But that was not the case. We all know Frankie de Jong had a contract. He has a contract with FC Barcelona, but Barca were trying to make as if Frankie de Jong is on the wrong side of things, but that wasn't the case. But Frankie de Jong, succeeded to win and stayed at the club defended his position that he will stay at the club despite everything. And so far, so good for Frankie. I think he has been playing decently well, no complaints about him. And he's a world-class midfielder that Barca should have in their ranks for many years to come. But when we look at the reality of things, it seems as though Xavi, Laporta, they want to get rid of him and preferring, Bernardo Silva to him, which I don't see why Barca will keep on pushing for that to happen. But if Barca think that they can still bring Frankie de Jong, if they can bring Bernardo Silva join to the midfield ranks in FC Barcelona while Frankie de Jong is still available, then good and fine. That at least we can say the depth will be incredible in midfield, but that might risk the career of Gavi or Frankie de Jong. So it's still risky, very, very risky. We have already players with flares and everything. We have physical midfield as well in Frankie's here. So it's going to be very, very complicated if Barca bring in Bernardo Silva, because either they sacrifice Frankie de Jong or Frankie de Jong stays, and maybe there's a lot of choke up in that midfield that might cost the career of Pablo Gavi or Frankie de Jong. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. After a tricky debut season back last season, Eric Garcia is coming into his own in the new campaign. The 21-year-old returned to the Catalan club from Man City last year but did not have the easiest of initiations. However, having now settled in Camp Nou, Garcia has emerged as one of Barca's best performers in the new season. The Spaniard centre-back sat down for an interview with Ari AC1 on Thursday night, during which he discussed a host of topics ranging from his debut campaign back at Barca and his teammates and the new signings made this summer. Garcia was full of praise for Ousmane Dembélé, who has been playing brilliantly under Xavi. The 21-year-old defender highlighted the Frenchman's performance on Wednesday night in the Champions League against Victoria Pleasant. He said, Wednesday's match showed the talent he has. The tackle in the third goal was a surprise to everyone. It's something he has and that we have seen in training. Eric also reflected on his difficult first season back at Barca and shed light on why things had improved for him this term. He said, everything was a bit new. The first months were complicated. This summer I was able to do pre-season and work more calmly. The defender also held Xavi's influence on him and said, since he arrived, he has given me a lot of confidence, and this year it's the same. In the end, everything depends on me, on how I perform. There is nothing more. Talking about the competition for places in the side, the ex-Man City ace insisted that it was for the team and would benefit them over the course of the season. He said, this is very good for the team because it forces you to take advantage of the minutes and every opportunity you have. Otherwise, whoever comes behind can take your place, Eric said. Eric Garcia also was full of praise for veteran defender Gerard Piqué, who has found game time hard to come by this season. He said, Piqué helped me from day one. We will have our minutes. He has shown that the level he has. For me, he is one of the best centre-backs there has been, and he still is the best. Whether he plays or doesn't play, he's here to help us, he said. Further discussing the reduced playing time for veterans like Piqué and Jordi Alba, he said, I don't see starters or substitutes until now. We played one game a week. Now there is one every 3 days. I think that Jordi Alba and Gerard will end up getting minutes because they have a level. During the interview, Eric Garcia also held new signing Robert Lewandowski and compared him to Barca icon Luis Suarez. At the same time, he picked out Rafinha as a new arrival who had surprised him the most, saying, I followed the Premier League and played against him, but yeah, from the beginning, his adaptation has been very fast, and he has shown incredible things, and more importantly, he has a great defensive commitment. The 21-year-old insisted that he was not surprised by the quality shown by another new signing, Jules Koundé. He has not surprised me. I had seen him from Sevilla. He's a total defender. He performs very, very well in all positions, and it's a great luck that he is with us, he said. Talking about the defensive partner, Ronald Araujo, Eric Garcia hailed him as a beast, while also adding that playing alongside the Uruguayan had forced him to improve several aspects of his game. He said, Ronald is a beast. He is very clear, and all my ball output is something I have worked hard on. I am also working on my physique. We understand each other very well, the Spaniard said. Dembele recently said in an interview that he saw Eric Garcia as a future Barcelona captain. When asked if he had aspirations to don the captain's armband for the Blaugrana, the centre-back said, I have been a captain in the lower categories at Barca and Man City. But yeah, in the short term, I think we have some very good captains who are club legends, and I will not go into this subject. Talking about the start of the season and belief in the dressing room, Garcia said, "Inside the locker room, we have a feeling of stability and working well. We know how things are going." As for the team's objectives for the season, Eric Garcia said, "After the game against Rayo, it seemed that we were going to win anything, and now we have won 4 in a row and we are back there. It's important that the team be clear about the things we are doing well and those that have to be improved with the squad we have and at the club we are at. We have to fight for everything." So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.